Hey there, everybody. How are we doing? Can you hear me all right? Awesome. Fantastic. Nice. So, thank you a lot for being here. It feels weird streaming. Never done it before. Not gonna lie, I'm kinda freaked out. I went and got myself a little glass of liqueur just to, soothe the nerves. But not really. It's sweet and I wanted to drink it. So, without too much waiting, let's get into the where the hell is it? Haha. The actual heart of the stream. The making a D&D creature. Have any of you does any of you have any experience with Dungeons and Dragons? Okay, Kitty. That's awesome. Sin, do you have any idea of how Dungeons and Dragons vaguely works? Or is this all complete gibberish for you? Okay. Well, if you have any questions or anything, just let us know, Sin. We'll get you up to speed as much as we can. Tyrannid Sliver, hey, welcome. I didn't Lost Ark, otherwise I wouldn't hear shit. That makes sense. Are you calling me too quiet, or? By the way, thank you a lot to Tyrannid Sliver who volunteered to mod for tonight. He is one of my best IRL friends, together with Enrico here. Let's do this. Hell yeah, let's do this. So, what kind of a creature do you feel like making? And this doesn't need any prior knowledge of D&D. Just let's make a big soundboard for ideas. Let's throw in random ideas for creatures to, I don't know, people who play D&D to go up against. And we don't need to talk about mechanics just now. Let's just nerd out on anything from mythology to comedy, anything that brings an idea to your mind. For example, I came into the stream tonight thinking maybe we can do something that burrows. Why? I don't know. I've never created a monster or creature of any kind that burrows for my games, and I think that would be interesting. Put a little blah, 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 I can't talk. Put a little rumble in my players' booties with a big burrowing creature. I don't know. Sounds like fun. What do you say? By the way, just a very small disclaimer, if for you that don't have interacted with me, like in a voice chat or stuff like that. I'm a goof, and I swear a lot. So, two things that you can expect tonight or today are stupid things and fuck. Basically, who I am as a live entertainer. Kitty, oh. Okay, so let's, whatever the name can be a name. Speed. Let's see, whatever. Base speed for things in D&D is 30 feet, so we'll go with that. And we will give it also a 30 feet of burrowing speed. Where is it? Here. And let's see what we can get up to with that. By the way, is the music too low, too loud, too music-y? I don't know. Music is fine. Good to hear that. And also, as I promised on Twitter, as you can plainly see, the whole layout of the live stream looks like a mangled cadaver of Windows XP or any other weird mummified operative system. Or operative system. How do you pronounce that? Operative system. I should know. I study that shit. Can't speak much about volumes in some speakers right now. Okay, that makes sense. Blast this shit. I want the neighbors to hear me, like, almost whispering, so I don't think they should. But while we're thinking about ideas, and really I don't plan on this being a fast thing, so we can get into as many segues as we please. I'm on headphones and all sounds good. Fantastic. As I was saying, we can get on as many segues as we please. And speaking of segues, are you having anything? Are you having anything to eat, drink, snack? What are you up to? I'm curious. The chat is a little overlapping. Huh, you're right. Why? Oh, I know why. Because this thing is... should be a little better. Maybe a little too much. Is this any better? Yes. In the fox. Not gonna lie, I'm already in bed being lazy. That's a good idea. I mean, we're chilling here, you're chilling there. Turn it sliver. I might be eating pasta that was supposed to be lunch, but will deny if asked. Hey, are you eating pasta that was supposed to be lunch? Absolutely not, of course. Getting back on track. The chat still cuts long messages on the right, by the way. Wait, does it? Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Okay, this should be a little better. It was my bad. I think I got it. I got the element, the chat element. I'm sorry, chat element. I didn't mean to cut you. Kitty Garden DA. It takes me 3 hours to eat anything, so I just take food with me as I work. Lol. That's... I as a slow eater myself, I understand to an extent. Oh, by the way, this reminds me, I should probably cut one song out of the playlist, unless I already did. No, I didn't. There it goes. Poof. Remove. Yeah. As we were testing out the live yesterday night, we found a song that I put in the playlist that was a little too strong. In the sense that it covered my voice, so didn't want that to happen. Anyway, to avoid going on to too many segues, one after the other. The creature, the thingy, the thingy thing. I am really big on undead creatures for my IRL D&D group, just because I am a sucker for all things horror. And if push comes to shove, I will hopefully go on with the idea of an undead, of a zombie or something like that. But since that's the already seen kind of thing, maybe I'd like an input on that from you. What kind of What kind of monster? What kind of creature? The general type. Do you think we should do? We should go for? Tyrannid sliver. Yeah, I usually eat while doing something else. I'm a fan of just sitting down and eating, and it takes me the time it takes me. I don't know, I end up eating too fast otherwise, and then my stomach goes all grumpy, and yeah, not a good time. Kitty Garden, Undead are a lot of fun to explore as a design, right? You can do so much with them. You have so many kinds of things to just torment your party with. And yeah. Well, that can be said for a lot of types of creatures, but yeah. Undead are really, really fun. Sin the Fox. I like undead creatures, be it banshees, vampires, zombies, hell yeah. Kitty Garden, you bring back something from the past, be it for better or for worse, yeah. That's kind of the poetry behind it. Tyrannid sliver. Currently I'm thinking about a humanoid burrower. It reminds you of a character from Hunter x Hunter. Ooh, that can be creepy as hell. You thinking about Illumi from Hunter x Hunter, or the other guy, the guy with the fur, whose name I will not remember, the mole man. Both really interesting characters. Even if one of them was, well, had very little screen time for reasons. Spoiler alert. By the way, if any of you hasn't watched Hunter x Hunter, I really recommend you do that. Both versions, the 90s version and the 2011, 2013 version, I don't remember, both are amazing. The Mafia dude, gotcha, Tyrannid sliver. Yeah, the mole man. He was kind of creepy, yeah. So, a humanoid burrowing creature. That can be fun. Weird and unusual, but that's a lot of fun. So, yeah, let's go with humanoid. Let's call it medium for now. Oh, no, this is not something I can really do. Okay. Enrico, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Make it. Let's see if I refuse it. Sin Fox, keyboard ASMR. Yeah, I'm trying to type not too hard, because yesterday night as we were testing, one of the things that came out is my keyboard sounds angry. So yeah, I'm happy it sounds as ASMR and not as, you know, face planting on a keyboard. It is kind of relaxing for me at least. Hey, that's good. I personally really love the keyboard typing trigger kind of trigger in ASMR. So I'm happy it's enjoyable for you. I know I like it. I was obsessed when I got this keyboard because of the sound, because I really like using it when I'm writing, when I'm, well, basically writing. What else can I do with a keyboard unless I'm smashing it against somebody, which I promise I don't. Although it does have a metallic base, so in case of an apocalypse, of a zombie apocalypse, you know, I'll use this as a weapon. So, when we think about a burrowing person, what kind of space does it remind you of? What kind of idea comes to your mind? What image does it invoke? I want to hear from you. Because right now I still have the Hunter x Hunter character stuck into my brain, and I really want to cleanse my mind from it because, well, before going forward, because I don't want to make something that already exists or not copy it. It reminds me of the inside of a sweater. Mabel's in Sweater Town. I have no idea what that is. I will Google it. Oh shit. That's... You mean the pink sweater with her entirely covered from it except for like a little bit of the forehead and the hair? That's what you mean? Sin the Fox. I'm trying to imagine a humanoid burrower without searching for that Hunter x Hunter character, and all look like Zergs from StarCraft. I have not played StarCraft, so off to Google I go again. StarCraft Zergs. Zerg StarCraft Wiki. Get off me, cookies. That's a symbol, okay. So after a thorough look, I decided that StarCraft Wiki has way too much ads. Zerg, okay, so we're looking at wormy, clawy, toothy maw dudes. Okay. Okay. That's something we can think about, definitely. Kitty garden, yeah, that. Okay. That's... I don't know about too much about that show. Is that supposed to be comforting, or is that intended to be that eerie? Because all I see is the picture of this girl entirely sucked in by her sweater. So, yeah. Kitty garden. I did not mean it like that, but that's a cool idea, getting sucked in through a sweater. So, are we... reading what you wrote, where my mind went is, we are looking at somebody that's being controlled or puppeteered by their own sweater, who, I don't know, a parasitic sweater. But we're looking at a humanoid, so the parasitic sweater is not really... Maybe it's a cursed sweater, and the person inside it is being controlled, but it's still the one taking the actions and everything. It's an interesting space to explore. I'm sorry. What do you say? What's your input? Kitty, I think it's a good idea. Nice. Sin the Fox, a straight jacket. That's terrifying. Like a straight jacket of burrowing. Okay, that's actually terrifying. I love it. So we're looking at something like a burrowing, mind-controlled / puppeteered psychiatric patient. That's what we're going for. If it is too much, it is fine, no worries. Sin? No. When talking about D&D creatures, nothing is too much. It's really, don't worry, unless you go in very, very dark places, like places where you shouldn't go in normal conversation, that's not gonna be too much. Kitty, can't wait till the party sees that. Have to roll 20 to avoid lint. So, just to go on ahead a little, I'll go ahead and I officially vote to name this, whatever this is, the burrowing patient. And we'll see where that takes us. And what are we thinking for this burrowing, straight-jacketed person? Something beefy that is kind of resistant to attacks, or something that is nimble and tries to avoid them? What do we think? What kind of a space do we want to explore? Bulky, maybe relatively slow moving, or more like skittering and I don't know. Stealthy, maybe? Or all up in your face fast? Tyrannid Sliver goes for nimble. Kitty Garden tries to avoid the attacks. Okay. Sin goes for sneaky, and Kitty Garden goes for a snack. Like a nope rope. Okay. That was my chair, which apparently decided to creak. Okay, so sneaky and nimble. All right. So it'll probably have like a pretty high dexterity score, since it's nimble and has to sneak. We're going for, let's say 18 for now. We'll go higher if we need to, if we have to, depending on stuff. So it's a +4 modifier. Strength, maybe less, but it depends. Since strength also defines what kind of damage it deals. No, actually, that's an interesting idea. What do you think? Is it a physical damage kind of creature, as in literally comes up in your face and bumps you with a shoulder, for example? Or is it more of a I don't know, magic or other kind of magic-like trickery kind of creature? Kitty Garden goes for magic. Okay. Sin the Fox. Can it be a character that has like a dual mode? If Straitjacket opens, it becomes physical, and when struggling with it, magical. It can. And it's an idea that I love, honestly. It can be kind of a... I'm thinking of a multi-phase boss fight at this point. Mostly because having a non-boss fight go for multiple phases can be a weird space to explore, because it needs to have enough hit points, it needs to have enough health, let's say, to really show off both phases, sorry. But that's an idea I love. I'd love to explore that space with you guys. Kitty Garden, it magically produces a washing machine. Makes sense. Do you not want to do your laundry for your straitjacket of brewing? Cannot argue with that. Sure. So, manifest washing machine. Not too often, because you don't want to waste too much water, so you can only do it once a day. And we'll say that as an action, the burrowing patient can summon a, let's say, functioning washing machine in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of it. Sounds good? Sounds good. Cinder Fox. It is a little like Anima from Final Fantasy X. I have never played any Final Fantasy game. I know, I'm a heathen, I'm a heretic, I know, but I never did. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of JRPGs, or maybe that's what is holding me from playing them, and it's just a stereotype and I should really try them. I should, but alas. As a just like reminder, let's go 2 phases. Let's make this a 2-phase boss fight, which is cool. I don't think I ever, well, I kind of only once explore that. The reason why I usually don't do multi-phase boss fights in the game I run is because having a lot of players, fights tend to draw pretty long. And again, if we want to explore various phases, we have to give each phase time to shine, to be interesting, and that takes a lot of IRL time. But we can kind of try to find a way to make it work, or put it in a place once I use it to be interesting. At the end of the day, what I want to do tonight is create a creature that's interesting on its own, rather than it being usable for me. If I never end up using this, but I like what we make, I will still 100% be happy and proud of what we made. Rosebell, hello, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Andrea Pinchini, welcome to the chat. If Roger hits him with a hammer, he kills him fast. Okay, so... This is another friend of mine from my IRL D&D game, and Roger is the name of his character. So, a little bit of context for you all. So this doesn't sound like a random gibberish sentence. But yeah, he's playing a paladin, and for any of you who played Dungeons and Dragons, you know that if paladins do one thing right is hit stuff hard. So yeah. That's a given. Roger's really hammering out the obstacles. Kitty Garden, That's that's a strong pun. That's a strong sentence right there, isn't it? Do you have a dead joke permit? Cause you're gonna get that shit revoked. No, I love it. So yeah. I realize I am being very silent, but this is all a little overwhelming. And yeah. But so, we were talking about giving this guy two phases, one physical and one magical. So, magical at the start, when the straitjacket is still closed, and maybe it goes to physical when it is damaged and it can break kind of relatively free from it. What do you guys say? Does that look like an interesting piece of design? Or if at any point you have suggestions, or even if you just think that brutally, no, I don't like that idea, say it. I'm here to shoot the shit and have fun with you. So don't take me as somebody that has to be right in this. Not at all. Sin, well, I absolutely like the idea. I mean, it's just your idea rephrased, so I hope you like it. It was a great idea. You should be proud of it. For the record, I do have a dad joke permit. It's just that I left it at my parents' house. Right. Right, the good old I left it home. Did the dog eat it? Sure. Sure. Let's pretend I believe you. Let's pretend I believe you and move on. What kind of magic do we want to give this guy? Is it more of a I shoot stuff and people die kinda dude? Or of a area of effect, displacement, battlefield control kind of magic, or even something entirely different. Do you have any ideas for it? The dog ate it. It must have tasted funny, because I found it all over the carpet. Rest in Pepper's permit. Andrea, a smile of magic interaction? Maybe when it hits someone with 3 different spells, it changes in physical form. I'm trying to think about it. It sounds cool, but now the problem is with giving it 3 more, or let's say 3 different spells. But I kind of like the idea actually of like giving it 3 interesting or relatively different spell effects, and at that point the players or the enemies are used to the fact that it's using magic and are preparing to, you know, counteract magic, and all of a sudden it breaks free of the jacket and it just starts pummeling people. That's an interesting deal. That's an interesting take on the thing. Enrico, teleport maybe. That can be one of the effects. Maybe that can be the last of the 3 effects. Kind of a foreshadowing of what's coming next round. So it's like effect, oh look, it moved. Alright, there's gonna be another effect then. Nope, just arms in your face, punching out. I like it. So let's write it down. 2 phases. Phase 1, I don't know. Phase 2, I don't know. Well, no, not true. Phase 1, 3 effects. One, we don't know. 2, we don't know. 3, teleport. That's actually, yeah. Teleport. Phase 2. Magic. 3 effects. Phase 2. Big bunches. Rosebell, I gotta go sleep. I just couldn't have missed the stream. Good night, everyone. Oh, good night, Rosebell. Thank you for coming by. Dear Nid Sliver, The washing machine can be magic, although I like the idea of it just being weight dropped onto someone on the top of somebody. Yeah. I don't know, it's just such a mood. Sin the Fox. Telekinesis controlling enemies like a puppeteer to fight each other. Turn its saliva. That might lead to very flavorful spells. Yeah. I like the idea. I definitely like the idea. Maybe... Sure, this is coming out to be all over the place, and I love it. So maybe phase 1 is gonna be puppeteering of some sort. I can brainstorm all the random spells you wanna. Hey, we're here for it. We are definitely here for it. We've got puppeteering, we've got teleportation. Oh yeah, and we got the weight drop. Sure, it's gonna be the second one. Second one is gonna be the washing machine weight dropping. Just on the head of somebody. That sounds so wonky. I love it. Just picture yourself walking with your party of adventurers in the like the shambles of a broken down asylum from decades ago. You hear steps, you hear something coming, burrowing through the ground. Out comes somebody closed in a fucking straitjacket out of nobody knows whose nightmare, and what it does is drop a fucking washing machine on your ass. Like, why? And even that's one of the worst ways to go possible. I love it. I love the idea of that. It's Kitty, that was such a great idea. I absolutely adore it. Sin the Fox. I mean, asylum? Makes sense. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you mean the studio asylum, the one making horrible movies like Sharknado and all of that family of nightmare movies? We did good work here today. Hell yeah, Kitty. We did great work. Sin the Fox. Lamau, no. Wait, let me explain. Sure. In the meantime, I think that we should start from the easy parts of what we decided. The washing machine weight dropping. It's probably gonna be something like dexterity saving throw. Hey. In an area. How big should the area be of the washing machine? Huh. 5 feet by 5 feet, I think, is a good idea, but maybe the area of impact as the machine comes down, the washing machine comes down and maybe breaks into parts, should be a little bigger. So let's say 15 feet square. Or cube, more likely. How far can it summon the washing machine, do you think? I meant is, as your party is walking inside the asylum, someone throwing a washing machine, ain't that weird? That, honestly, yeah, makes sense. Turn its lever. A normal one is probably 1 square, but an industrial one might be much bigger. That makes sense. And you'd say 60 feet of distance. Sure. 60 feet of distance makes sense. Within 60 feet of it. For tonight, I don't think I'm gonna go into detail of how much damage does it deal or stuff like that, because I don't even know what kind of balancing I would give to this, and it'd take me a lot longer than tonight of streaming, so we'll see about that. Sin, what if the washing machine can be just an illusion to cause chaos to gain some extra time, but can also be physical? Interesting idea. I will note it down. What I will say is that for something like that, I have no idea how to make it effective. I mean, how to make it do what we want it to do, which is cause chaos, using the D&D rules, not on the top of my head. So I'll note it, and if I can come up with something to make it work that way, as it can be an illusion or it can be an actual fucking washing machine, I'll use it, because I love the idea of chaos. So let's say might be an illusion. But yeah, I like the trickery. Enrico, is the washing machine possessed? For example, evil Alexa or Ultron from Avengers or evil spirit.jpg, or magical by itself with its own spirit? Maybe I missed something. I think you did, Enrico. One of the evil Alexa, yeah. One of the suggestions by Kitty Garden was that for one of the magical abilities of the creatures, it would summon a washing machine and drop it onto somebody. Well, the dropping it onto somebody was kind of an interpretation by Tyranid Sliver, which I fucking loved. If that wasn't Kitty Garden's idea from the start. It is what it is, but the end result is that with combined effort, we decided that this creature will summon a fucking industrial washing machine onto somebody. Onto some poor sap. And to the suggestion of Sin the Fox, it might be an illusion, as in to buy time, or maybe a creature that succeeds in the saving throw, sorry if I'm getting really technical here, can move up to half its speed to avoid the damage. But of course, that costs him his reaction, or rather, their reaction. By the way, if you hear me, I don't know if I did it already this stream, if you hear me randomly using the he pronoun for stuff that shouldn't have it, that's my own bad. That comes from translating Italian, with it, which is a gendered language, I'm sorry. And we use the he, him instead of the it. So yeah, I'm not I'm not trying to, I don't know, I feel weird for doing it. Okay, thank you. Don't worry about it, Enrico. Synfox, I like the evil Alexa idea. Yeah, it's a great idea, but I think we're going all over the place a little too much if we go the evil Alexa route. unless some of us come up with an idea to tie it into the, burrowing humanoid archetype. In that case, everything is, everything is game. It is fine. Spanish is the same, no worries. Okay. Okay, and when it comes to the puppeteering, what do we want to do with it? What kind of puppeteering are we talking about? Like, I would go for something short-term puppeteering, like for somebody to perform an action, do something quick, and then lose control. Just because I feel like long-term puppeteering in a game like Dungeons and Dragons can be a big feel bad for the players. Like, if they lose maybe more than one turn, can be really, really bad. Not in a mechanic standpoint, but as enjoyment of the person. Losing one turn already can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but it can work. More than one, I think it becomes unfun, frustrating. Tyrannid Sliver. The only tie I can find is if the creature drops an inanimated washing machine and then possesses it to attack. That's cute. Maybe as a legendary action? Technical term. In D&D, legendary actions are things that creatures can do between turns, like things that may happen even if it's not the creature's turn. Usually only bosses have them, but luckily for us, we're talking about a boss fight here. Sin the Fox. Then change puppeteering into creating a doppelganger of the enemy. That's simple enough, actually. That can work. There are a number of spells that do just that. So, and that ties into the dexterous, sneaky kind of thing. So I really like it. I really like that idea. Yeah. What do we want to do? Let's do the... Doppelganger. Sure, let's go with Invoke Duplicity, which is a spell that I will not get into too much, but it's Doppelganger that's... it's kind of an illusion. It's an illusion doppelganger. Not as... yeah, I don't need to over-explain it. You get it. Well, you get what I mean. So, Invoke Duplicity. What the... There you go. Let's say creates an illusory copy of itself and can move it at will, as well as cast spells through it. By cast spells, I mean washing machine weight dropping and the teleport thing. Abilities. Does it sound good? Both legendary action and doppelganger. Okay. So let's add legendary actions. All washing machines. Attack nearby enemies. The question is, how would a washing machine attack? I don't know, but it's possessed, so we'll find out something. Like throwing balled up clothing. I don't know. This is such a weird thing we're making. I love it. The washing machine would spit water after leaking. Boiling water spray. You guys are on the same wavelength. Love it. Throwing big detergent bubbles. Okay, so we're onto a water theme anyway. Sure, love it. So it's gonna be a ranged attack. So it's gonna be, let's see, enemies within 20 feet. 20 feet good for a spray of boiling water or leaking or bubbles? What do you think? Turning all your white socks pink. Kitty, we are trying to avoid like trauma to an extent. You can't do that to people. That's gonna you can't do them dirty like that. Or maybe you can. I just don't have the balls to do it. All white clothes. Tyrannid Sliver, you are a war criminal. What is wrong with you? Anyway. Sin the Fox. I mean, what if it tries to create a big water sphere to contain the target so it cannot breathe? Turn its lever. I don't wear white, that's easy. That's okay. Selfish. But the big water sphere is an interesting idea. I think it goes a little far from what we're trying to, not we're trying to, what we are exploring right now, but it can be interesting. I would say we have to put it in place of one of the three phase 1 effects. Just because they're all 3 different effects, and adding too much stuff can become a little confusing, can become a little... we can lose the theme. Which, granted, I'm not sure we do have a theme anymore at this point, but let's go with whatever we have. Whatever we have. Enrico, maybe also a grabbing attack, which tries to insert you in the spin chamber, which is a subdimensional prison. That can be a thing that happens in the second phase. Like in the first phase it drops the washing machines, and in the second one, since it's like it's got arms free and it's gonna pummel people, it can throw them inside a washing machine. Sure. Sounds like an absolute nightmare. Let's do it. So let's do big punches. Yes. Throws people into the washing machine. See, I managed to write machines with a C immediately. Haha, had to think about it. Damn it. Maybe a strength saving throw this time? I think we hear your WhatsApp notifications, by the way, Sootheye. I think you do. And now you don't. Thank you. Ah, that was WhatsApp. I thought it was the chat itself. No, I had my WhatsApp web open in another browser tab thingy. Enrico, yeah, it would work. I think so too. I was confused for a bit. My bad. Luckily enough, I didn't leak my own WhatsApp. So, question, just because I'm curious, what time is it for you? I know it's the age-old question that people ask, but it's, I don't know. As a curious person, it's interesting to know. Same time as for you. Well, hello there, time zone neighbor. It is 5:33 p.m. Okay. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's that time here too. Well, actually, it's 22:30. Well, it was 33 when I started speaking, but then it turned 34 mid-sentence. I shit you not. So yeah. Yeah, it's 22:34. By the way, since I changed it knowing the delay, you're a mastermind. By the way, since you, Kitty, and you, Sin, also make videos, if you haven't, if you ever need music and you haven't checked it out yet, take a look at incompetech.com. It's where I'm taking the music right now. It's amazing. Kevin MacLeod is the person behind it. It made so much fucking royalty-free music. It's nonsense. Some of it may be a little underproduced, I would say, in the sense that there are just few musical instrument instruments, and for somebody who likes theatrical shit like me, it's not always great, but I'm not the only person in the world, and that guy made so much stuff. It's incredible. Yeah, Sin, he has music on YouTube too. A lot of it. A lot of their stuff is on YouTube too. Not all of it. You can also find them on Free Music Archive, I think. I don't know. I'm just really into the music aspect of videos and stuff, which is why I feel like I wanna, I don't know, talk about it a bit. Even though maybe you know about it already. I mean, we all need royalty-free music for one thing or the other, and so yeah, maybe it's obvious, maybe I didn't need to say it, but I wanted to, so ha. It's my stream. Oh, I'll put it into the description. When I can, because I don't have a link for right now, unfortunately. So yeah, you'll find it in the description when the live goes becomes a video. When the live becomes a video. Fucking hell. Oh, I'm starting to get tired. But anyway. Before going into the phase 2 kind of thing with throwing people into washing machine and dishing out punches, what about the teleport? Do we want it to be a simple teleport, or do we want it to have any secondary effects or side effects, like things that happen where it leaves the place, where it lands? I feel like giving it a little more flair. What do you guys think? What do you want to do? To escape? What do you mean? It creates a temporary double of itself to fight while it escapes to recover some health. So another clone. But there's gonna be a lot of those. I dig it. Tyrannid Sliver. I like a very cinematic. It shifts into phase 2 by teleporting itself and the party into a new arena, real or illusory. Maybe an asylum. That's drastic. I like it. Hopefully not Arkham Asylum. I'm Batman. If you want cinematic, make it a nightmare. That's interesting. Batman's voice is badass. Thank you. Sin the Fox, I'm not going to elaborate, but you just gave me an idea that I really like. But yeah, no, it can be sort of a... Yeah. I'm thinking about sort of a... almost a fae-like, a spirit-like creature, this whole thing, this one, that does haunt people's nightmares. Like, as in, if the whole party are sleeping at the same time, they can encounter this in their dreamscape and risk their lives as they are sleeping, which is something like that this has been overdone by media to hell and back, but it's because it's so fun to do. So maybe that, maybe you can do something like that. And if that's the case, it's really easy to for the creature to manipulate the space around people. And change the arena, change the space you're fighting in. And also, it ties in with the fact that this is so wonky, this is all over the place, this is literally throwing washing machines at people. It buys into that so well. That's such a good idea, Sin. But not fight your worst nightmare and fight another characters instead. I think that's a nice hook, but maybe for another time. If you're fighting somebody's worst nightmare, that better be an entire boss fight, right? If not, that kind of gets underwhelming. And we don't want to pile up boss fight over boss fights. Let's just stick to this one for now. I love the idea, though. I love the idea of people being forced to face fears that are not their own, and to be put into somebody else's shoes, into that dreamscape. That's a strong moment for sure. Especially if you don't have access to that person. I mean, the person that has the fear. It becomes an exercise in empathy, among other things. Really interesting space to explore. Thank you for the suggestion. I love it. Tyranid Sliver starts to prepare a new character sheet for when his character inevitably dies in a nightmare. eh. Then you can switch on the washing machine inside the nightmare and fill it all with water. Okay. You mean in preparation for when it will stuff people inside those washing machines and turn them into an actual threat? That sounds interesting. Or did you mean something else? But yeah. With the people inside already, it's kind of a dick move to just put the people inside the washing machines, since they're at risk of dying, and sure, they can escape, but I don't know, if you do something negative to the players without giving them a fair fighting chance, doesn't feel right during play. And maybe having them throw a dice, what would be called a saving throw, and if they fail it, they end up inside the washing machines. Yeah, I think that could work. Yeah. I was way too quick to shut down your idea. That was really nice. Yep. Yep. There's an H. Water. Should it be? Oh, let's call it saving throw. Shaving throw, yeah, the famous yet infamous shaving throw. Okay. Then it is a trickster character kinda now. Kind of. But the thing is that having faces and with how this works, as in throw a duplicate, then throw washing machines, and then it goes into this nightmarescape. It is also a devolving character. So devolving in the sense that it escalates more and more, which is cool. It can still have the agile, hard to hit kind of undertone, sneaky in the sense that you have hard time realizing where it is with a clone, and yeah, it makes for an interesting thing. But definitely, yeah, this has a more trickster undertone than when we started, which is not bad at all. Turn its lever. It's when you throw somebody so hard it shaves them mid-flight. Say no defo, and then boom, physical attack. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. It prepares you for something so weird and out there and magical and, you know, almost psychological in the way it makes no sense after a certain point, and then it just bitch slaps an adventurer. We love it. So, all of a sudden, throwing people into washing machines in the second phase, not during the switch, I mean, you already know that it is dangerous if it happens. Yeah. That's cool. What else? Big punches, basically. Maybe a lounge. Maybe like a dash. Like dash, then punch. Dash 20 feet. And then punch. Or shove into a washing machine? No, that's just a big old whack. A burrow. Yeah, that's a good idea. Can the washing machine play a Barbra Streisand song if you end up inside? No. I am... Why a Barbra Streisand song? I love that we're going completely batshit crazy at this point. I love it. Barbra Streisand song. I'm gonna say no just because I would love for it to not be tied to the real world, just as a design pattern. But I love the chaos that it would bring. It can definitely have like a catchy tune playing inside, like inside the water. Can you imagine the mental strain of being inside one of those things with this? Oh my god. I love the idea. Okay, so we said burrow. Maybe a burrow. You know what? I like the idea of burrowing to be there to cause chaos in the sense of taking people off guard. So let's put it as a legendary action, so that it happens between turns. Is all the psychic part complete? I would say yes. I would say we have enough material there. We can start designing otherwise, like in the second phase. So, legendary actions. Let's say burrow. Burrow and move up to, let's say 30 feet, not 39, 30 feet while below the ground. Something like that. Or did you imagine something with a little more flair, Tyranid Sliver? And having physical attacks is where my creature design comes lacking, because I always make things that are a little too, I want to say vanilla, too simple. Stuffing people in the washing machines definitely has flavor. That's cool, that's interesting. But what do we do interesting? What do we do of interesting beyond that? The big punches and lunges can be fine, but is that all we want? Since this isn't Dark Souls or a video game, the way it moves cannot really be part of the mechanical aspect. Second phase has just one type of move, or will develop further? That's the point. I would love it to be more developed. Right now, that's what I'm struggling with. Maybe it can throw washing machines at people and hurt both the ones that get hit, if they get hit by the washing machine, and the person inside it, who then, since the thing is being pushed around, can make one more attempt at escaping after the washing machine lands. How does that sound? Yeah, I think I want to explore that. Cluxider, hey! How you doing? If you guys didn't know, Cluxider is the person behind the scripts of Duke Menaris and the Arrogant Duke. Love them to bits. Thank you for popping in. How you doing? How are things? I hope you're having an amazing day. Sin. Okay, then why not throw a dice, and if one pops, it becomes a duck. You get lucky and can get it real quick, but if not, it becomes stronger and develop totally. I'm not a fan of people getting lucky quickly just because one roll of one dice decided that they would. I'm more of a atmosphere building kind of guy, but that doesn't mean that this is the only design choice valid. What you have there is a very extreme design choice, but I am sure that because it is kind of extreme, a number of people would adore it. I try to stay away from them, but that's just me. I'm doing well as well. I'm doing well as well. Right, you can hear I'm tired. Let's just throw the washing machine here. Here. Again, shaving throws. Looks like my moderator dipped. Fine. I will not pay him the 2 chips and 1 ketchup I was gonna pay him. Spoiler alert, I wasn't gonna pay him. He volunteered. But don't tell him. If he comes back, don't let him know he lost his 2 chips that he never knew he would get. Okay, could a physical move be invoking asylum patients as kind of a swarm to fight together against the body? That's... yes, that could work. Actually, a number of bosses in D&D do have some kind of way to invoke minions to fight for them. It's usually one of the ways that you keep people occupied, because because of how combat in D&D works, it's just an easy way to make combat flow better, having a little more enemies than just one. So yeah, totally. Let's give it a go. Let's put it there. And then I think we have enough for phase 2 as well. And since it does have the burrow, it doesn't need the dash. We can put it here. Summon other patients to fight alongside it. Don't need to go too deep into the specifics, as I said. Let's not get trouble with numbers. I'll do that either by myself, or we can have another live stream later and iron down the details. The evoking dudes, or well, patients, might be something that happens every turn, or with a cyclical kind of thing. Something that happens every once in a while. It can be interesting. We can explore that a little bit. It's definitely something that works. And last thing we'll do, and then I think I'll close the live. I start to get really tired. What alignment should this thing have? Because I don't see how this could be a good dude, a good entity, but it might be neutral. Name it? Oh yeah, we named it the Burrowing Patient. Do you wanna shoot for another name? Do you have something in mind? Right? It does sound appropriate. Like, very simple, very basic, but it will not get you ready for what's coming. That's why I like it. I mean, we put the name there as a placeholder, but the more we go forward well, the more we went forward with this, the more I think it cemented itself. Anyway, let's just slap a safe chaotic evil here. See if that makes sense. We can change it in the future anyway. Oh, right. Sin, I'm sorry. Which ones are there to choose? It's basically a chart that goes from lawful to chaotic, lawful, neutral, chaotic, and then good, neutral, evil, and any combination of the two lines. You can basically go lawful good, lawful neutral, lawful evil, neutral good, true neutral, neutral evil, or chaotic good, chaotic neutral, chaotic evil. And good means that it sees value in people, like intrinsic value in people, and tries to do good for good's sake. Evil can mean evil in the usual sense, but it can also mean as a very, very self-centered creature, a creature that does what is good for themselves or itself, and doesn't or tends to not look at the consequences for other people. Not necessarily, this is a very simplistic way, but yeah, you see why chaotic evil seems to fit for this creature. Anyway, getting to this point, I think I'm gonna put a pin on this, and maybe we'll finish it during another live stream, if I can make it happen. Maybe next week or the week after that. After that, my English is revolting against me. No, revolting doesn't mean that. No. I'm tired. My English is rebelling against me, not revolting. Rioting, thank you. Rioting is the word I was looking for. Thank you so much, dear Sliver. Anyway, all of this to say, good night. Have an amazing day tomorrow or today. And I hope to see you or hear from you soon. Thank you, Sin. Thank you a lot. Have a good one. Bye.